Welcome to our video on DNA, the blueprint of life. In this video, we will explore the fascinating world of DNA, its structure, function, and importance in our lives. The video opens with a shot of a DNA molecule rotating in 3D, accompanied by soft background music. DNA, or deoxyribonucleic acid, is a complex molecule that contains the genetic instructions used in the development and function of all living organisms. It is the blueprint of life, the code that determines our physical traits, behavior, and susceptibility to diseases. The camera zooms in on the DNA molecule, revealing its double helix structure, with the 4 nucleotide bases, adenine, thymine, guanine, and cytosine, forming the rungs of the ladder. The discovery of DNA and its structure is one of the most significant scientific breakthroughs of the 20th century, and it has revolutionized our understanding of biology, medicine, and genetics. The video shows historical footage of scientists such as James Watson, Francis Crick, and Rosalind Franklin, who contributed to the discovery of DNA structure. In this video, we will take a closer look at DNA, its structure, replication, and transcription, and how it influences our lives in ways we are only beginning to understand. The camera pans out to show a laboratory setting, with scientists working on DNA samples and conducting experiments. So sit back, relax, and join us on this journey of discovery into the fascinating world of DNA. DNA is a long, thin molecule that is made up of repeating units called nucleotides. Each nucleotide consists of a sugar molecule, a phosphate group, and a nitrogenous base. The video shows a close-up of a nucleotide, with labels for the sugar, phosphate, and nitrogenous base. The sugar and phosphate groups form the backbone of the DNA molecule, while the nitrogenous bases project inward and form the rungs of the ladder. The camera zooms in on the nitrogenous bases, showing the complementary base pairing between adenine and thymine, and between guanine and cytosine. The base pairing is crucial for the stability and function of DNA. It ensures that the 2 strands of the double helix are held together by hydrogen bonds, and that the genetic information is accurately transmitted during DNA replication and transcription. The video shows an animation of DNA replication, with the DNA molecule unwinding and the nucleotides pairing up to form 2 identical daughter strands. DNA replication is a complex process that involves many enzymes and proteins. It ensures that each cell in our body has a complete set of genetic information, and that this information is passed on to the next generation. The video shows a time-lapse of cells dividing, with the DNA molecules replicating and the daughter cells forming. In summary, DNA is a complex molecule that contains the genetic instructions for life. Its structure, with a complementary base pairing and double helix shape, ensures its stability and accuracy during replication and transcription. The camera zooms out to show a DNA model, with labels for the nucleotides, sugar, phosphate, and nitrogenous bases. In the next segment, we will explore how DNA is transcribed into RNA and how this process is essential for protein synthesis. DNA contains the genetic instructions for life, but it cannot directly control the activities of the cell. Instead, it uses an intermediary molecule called RNA to transmit its information and carry out its functions. The video shows an animation of DNA transcription, with the DNA molecule unwinding and the RNA polymerase enzyme binding to the promoter region. Transcription is the process by which DNA is copied into RNA. It occurs in the nucleus of the cell and involves several steps. The video shows the RNA polymerase enzyme moving along the DNA strand, adding complementary RNA nucleotides to the growing RNA strand. The RNA molecule is complementary to the DNA template strand, with the exception that RNA contains uracil instead of thymine. The camera zooms in on the RNA molecule, showing the complementary base pairing between adenine and uracil, and between guanine and cytosine. Once the RNA molecule is complete, it detaches from the DNA template strand and exits the nucleus. The video shows the RNA molecule leaving the nucleus and entering the cytoplasm, where it can be used for protein synthesis. The RNA molecule serves as a template for protein synthesis, which occurs on ribosomes in the cytoplasm. The video shows an animation of protein synthesis, with the ribosome binding to the mRNA molecule and the tRNA molecules bringing in the amino acids. Protein synthesis is a complex process that involves many steps and molecules. It is essential for the growth, development, and function of all living organisms. The camera shows a time-lapse of cells dividing and growing, with proteins being synthesized and transported to their respective locations. In summary, DNA transcription is the process by which DNA is copied into RNA. This RNA molecule serves as a template for protein synthesis, which is essential for the function of all living organisms. The camera zooms out to show a cell model, with labels for the nucleus, ribosomes, and cytoplasm. In the next segment, we will explore the importance of DNA in genetic disorders and diseases. DNA is the blueprint of life, but sometimes errors occur in this blueprint that can lead to genetic disorders and diseases. The video shows images of people with genetic disorders, such as Down syndrome, cystic fibrosis, and sickle cell anemia. Genetic disorders are caused by mutations in the DNA sequence, which can alter the function of genes and proteins. The camera zooms in on a DNA molecule, showing a mutation in the nucleotide sequence. Mutations can occur spontaneously or be inherited from parents who carry the mutated gene. The video shows a family tree, with labels for carriers and affected individuals. Some genetic disorders are recessive, meaning that a person needs to inherit 2 copies of the mutated gene to develop the disorder. The camera shows a Punnett square demonstrating the inheritance of recessive genetic disorder. Other genetic disorders are dominant, meaning that a person only needs to inherit 1 copy of the mutated gene to develop the disorder. The video shows a Punnett square demonstrating the inheritance of a dominant genetic disorder. Genetic testing can be used to identify mutations in the DNA sequence and diagnose genetic disorders. The camera shows a laboratory setting, with scientists performing genetic tests on DNA samples. This information can be used to inform medical decisions, such as reproductive choices and treatment options. The video shows a doctor discussing genetic test results with a patient. In summary, DNA mutations can lead to genetic disorders and diseases. Genetic testing can be used to diagnose these disorders and inform medical decisions. The camera zooms out to show a hospital setting with labels for genetic counseling and treatment. In the final segment, we will explore the future of DNA research and its potential for improving human health and well-being. DNA research has come a long way since its discovery in the 1950s. Today, scientists are using advanced technologies and techniques to study DNA and its role in human health and disease. The video shows a laboratory setting, with scientists working on DNA samples and using advanced equipment and techniques. One area of research is personalized medicine, which uses a person's DNA information to tailor medical treatments and therapies. The camera shows a doctor discussing personalized medicine with a patient, with labels for genetic testing and treatment. Another area of research is gene editing, which allows scientists to modify DNA sequences and potentially cure genetic disorders. The video shows an animation of CRISPR-Cas9 gene editing, with labels for the guide RNA and the target DNA sequence. Gene editing is a controversial topic, but it has the potential to revolutionize medicine and improve human health. The camera shows a scientist discussing gene editing with a group of colleagues, with labels for ethical considerations and potential benefits. DNA research is also shedding light on the origins of life and the diversity of living organisms on Earth. The video shows footage of different species of animals and plants, with labels for DNA sequencing and evolutionary history. By studying DNA, scientists are gaining a deeper understanding of the interconnectedness of all living things and the importance of biodiversity. The camera shows a scientist discussing DNA research with a group of students, with labels for education and outreach. In summary, DNA research is a rapidly evolving field with many exciting possibilities for improving human health and understanding the natural world. The camera zooms out to show a globe, with labels for DNA research centers and collaborations around the world. Thank you for joining us on this journey of discovery into the fascinating world of DNA. The video ends with a shot of the DNA molecule rotating in 3D, accompanied by soft background music.